Today's guest is a chef and entrepreneur from Strandby, Denmark. He honed his culinary skills at Restaurant Applaus in Aalborg before starting his own venture, Restaurant Emil. The restaurant emphasizes seafood and local products, aiming to introduce fish in innovative and delectable ways with a strong focus on sustainability. His peers describe him as a passionate professional who values his staff above all and enables people around him to grow through his leadership. Please welcome Emil Thaarup. Welcome, Emil.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Can you tell us a little bit about your first days in the restaurant industry?
Yeah. I never figure out how to what should I do with my life? I was more so I really tried to okay, I'm going to be a baker, but I hate have flowers on my hands. So
the sticky fingers.
Exactly. Yeah. And the dry feeling and everything. So
the end product is fun.
So exactly. And I like bread, but yeah. So instead of going for the chef, tried that, loved that. It was hard times, but good.
What was the first restaurant you started working at?
Yeah, it was actually in Skagen, in a place called Hotel, right in the summertime when it's very busy. And I was there for a month. And then I was like, no.
It's crazy work.
I'm going to be crazy. I got burned. I was overworked, but I was not quitting. I was just more okay, I'm going to change the city. And then I went to Applaus in Aalborg. And that was a young chef. He was 28. So
about the same age as you are now, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and he was starting his own place and doing things the right way instead of just, overworking and killing yourself.
And what is the right way? Or how would you describe the right way?
I would find a balance between a work life and, have a family and so on, have a free time and be off in the weekends. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
And being off in the weekends is maybe challenging for some in the industry. I'm not sure how it is for you or how you balance it.
I think most part of it is my employees first. So they always getting if they have a ask to be off, they're off. But if they're not, then I'm probably going to have a weekend off.
Oh, that's
I'm
nice.
I'm not totally, I need to be there all the time, but because I need to have a balance between my life too.
And was this from the beginning that you were able to stay away, or is it something that you have developed along?
Developed along, yeah.
How did you manage to do that? Because I think it's a challenge for a lot of fellow entrepreneurs in the hospitality industry who have their own place, who see it it's part of them. So they might feel like they have to be there.
I think it's about the time, In the start, I was I always want to be there. In the first couple of weeks, I had a wedding for my best friend. So I was needed to be off. It was not a good wedding for me because I could not be off. I was still in the restaurant, still working, but I could not really,
Yeah.
So, but I managed, I learned, I tried, in the first year, I was never off. But it was a period of time to working to something better. Yeah.
So what you're saying is it has to start with willingness to be away before you actually get there. And then it still takes a lot of time to actually establish the foundation to be able to step out of it.
Exactly.
That's great. I'm happy for you that you managed to do it though.
Yeah. Took some time. But, a day off, closing the restaurant for a Sunday and a Monday, that's making things easier.
Because then because you're mandatory to get off.
Yeah. You can have some day off and you need to have some time to do all the back work.
Yeah, back office.
So
the boring stuff.
Exactly. That was my Mondays for the first 2 years. But
do you still do it?
No, not that much. I found a lot of good people that are helping me to be able to doing it in the normal days instead of just only doing it when the kitchen was not going.
Exactly. And what inspired you to open your own restaurant after spending some time working as an employee in different businesses? When was the moment where I'm going to do this for myself?
I think it was in Copenhagen. When I was a student, I always had the dream of before I was 28, I wanted to have my own place because it seems so good for Mads, that was the owner of Applaus, to do it and be himself and everything that goes with it. So that was my dream and my like promise to myself before. And I saved a bottle of champagne for the day I was able to have like the first opening weekend. And
It must have tasted good.
it was very good. It was very good and very long waited.
Yeah.
But I got it for like when I was 26, so a couple of years earlier, because I was working in Copenhagen, tried it, loved it most of the time, but it was hard times and hard periods in my life. I was not really able to see my family or anything, but yeah, it makes sense for a period. And then I was more like, okay, now I tried it, I learned from it, and now I'm going to do it my own way, not the way I'll experience a lot of people doing it. Yeah.
Let's get back to that later. But then you indeed decided to move back to the place you're from, opened your own restaurant, focusing on seafood.
Yeah.
Can you explain why you decided to focus on seafood specifically?
I think it's like my background, because I'm coming from a family that always been in the fish industry in some way. I have my granddad was a fisherman. My my other grandpa was also a fisherman. So it's like it in the genes. Dad took over my grandpa's company afterwards and continue working there from 12 years old or something like that, and learning the fish. I never wanted to like take over. It was not me. I was something else.
Wanted to work with fish, but not in the same way.
Exactly. And then was perfect when I was like being a chef, tried that and found like something that can make, it personal to me, because I'd rather have something I can really, relate to, instead of just doing something that everybody like doing a normal restaurant with meat and everything. Yeah.
And you also give yourself an advantage in a way, because you actually know a lot about fish.
Exactly.
And you also have people in your environment who know a lot about fish. Yeah. And I also noticed that you focus on local products, trying to be sustainable as much as you can. How does it help you to indeed like having your family in that area? Yeah. Like, does it help you a lot in also being able to acquire local fish?
Yeah,
sustainable products.
It's definitely. Like it's been like a big help to always, know I get the best ones.
Yeah,
and it's local ones, and the most of it comes into the harbor in Strandby. So it's always like the freshest. It's not been worked from another country or anything like that. Really source it very locally,
straight from the sea onto the plate.
In the first year or two, my mom was always coming with it.
She brought it.
So she was the export.
That's great. And can you talk us through why you've decided to take the approach of using local and sustainable products? Like, where did that come from? Did it just come from the fact that your parents were there, or like?
I worked in studio in Copenhagen when there was a lot of like local source product, and makes sense because it was better.
It's fresh.
It's fresh. Yeah. It's nice. It's has dirt on it. It's not perfect, but it tastes better. And it's like the story about it and everything. I was like, it just makes sense, instead of just trying to do anything with everything, So, and in the first couple of years, it's been a struggle to find like a good local organic. It's not that, it's more difficult because there's not that much focus on it in Jutland. So it takes a little bit of time. I've been through 4 farmers so far. Hopefully I found the last one now. So
you had to change them along the way.
Exactly, because they sold or changed or will do something else with their lives, and I cannot blame them. You need to do what makes you happy. But
you're so dependent on them.
Exactly. I was like, okay, we're ready for a new season, and they were like, no, we're gonna stop doing this. It's like, okay.
Here we go again.
Yeah. It happened a couple times, but that's fine. It's like life.
It's part of running
exactly
as well, right? Yeah.
Instead of just being stick to like a YouTube a routine. So yeah, it makes sense. Oh, nice. Hopefully it's good now.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully it also has fun. Like when it comes to the approach of like sourcing local products, finding local products that are actually also sustainable, Does it cause difficulties when creating new menus or coming up with new dishes because you have the limitations? Like,
Yeah, of course. Like the farmer we have right now is not that big. It's only like a couple that love doing organic and making a lot of things in the field, but it's the difficulty is like the volume. It's not that big, but the product is very nice. So the menu is changing a lot, but it makes sense with the fish too, because we can only do like what we can do, and we're getting fish like a couple times a week, and it's not the same because you never know. And we're not trying to like be in a menu like there's a set menu for the next month. Never. It's
something
like
you cannot do.
it's like a couple of days, and then we're gonna change it. Like a dish have like a couple of days, make a weeks, and then change because it's easier to the kitchen in some way because they're getting a lot of changes, but still they like involved and they trying something new, and I feel like it's the change is good because something they're not like really stuck on anything. They not need to do this dish for like a half a year or anything crazy. It's more like we can change when we want to, and we can make what we.
And I guess they get the freedom to be involved in it as well. So it's also a great learning curve for them to be able to get better, to experiment. And do you ever fall back on dishes as well that you used before? Like maybe when indeed run out of a specific fish, but another fish comes back that you used in another dish. Do you reuse them, or do you always just opt for going
always like trying to make a new dish? Because I really want to like make a place when people can come in, like they can come and eat, and then they can come back in a couple of weeks, and then they can get a new menu instead of just doing the same things again. Because people are not gonna come back to have the same. They can, of course, they can, but
it's nice to try different things. Like it's nice to go to the same place, but make it feel like a different. Like the menu is just different, so you can get there. Like every time feels like a first, apart from the people there and the environment being the same. Yeah. How do you approach like creating the new menus in general, like and dishes? Like you just mentioned, like you're constantly changing.
Yeah.
At very short notice. Like, can you talk us through the process? Like, what happens?
It's I'm really trying like most of the time is Mondays. Mondays is like the day when I was creating a dish because I know what I can get from my dad, from the fish.
So you get that on Mondays.
Exactly. Yeah. That's Monday. It's coming in fresh. Everything is good. It delivers on Tuesdays. And then the vegetables, I get a notice maybe a couple of days before. This is ready. And then, that's creating something, ordering the things home, and then trying to do it. I don't really have the like testing time to make a dish and try it a lot and everything. We're just going with it. See is it's working. If it works, perfect. A lot of the time it's like the guest that is like the judges.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather have them taste it, feeling like, okay, it's good, it's not good. And then, okay, we can, if it's not good, we can change back to something else.
It changes the next day again.
Yeah, exactly.
And when like starting on the dish, like I guess you start first ingredients, the type of fish. That's where you start. And then you just make an overview of all the ingredients you have available from the farmer. And from there you just start picking.
Yeah, exactly. That's, I feel like that's more fun.
What's your favorite fish?
Difficult one, but really, really happy about the place. It's like a flounder, but it's good. I have it on my arm too, so yeah, it makes sense.
Maybe you can show it.
Yeah, it's this one.
Okay. Yeah, the flat one.
But it's more like a very local fish that is having a lot of background in where I come from. Yeah.
Is it white fish or?
It's a white fish. Yeah.
And what is the best combination you came up with in terms of like putting together a dish for that fish? What is the one dish that you made? You were like,
I don't know. Make too much.
Difficult. Too many alternatives.
Exactly.
Too many changes for it. All right. What measures do you take to ensure that the products you source are in fact actually sustainable?
Quality. Testing. Always feeling like if it's good, it's good. Else we're not going to use it,
You just visit the farms,
exactly.
test
I visit always in the start of the year and going through we always trying to find the time. It's always the time that is difficult. But going, seeing it, the farm, feeling the vibe, and always trying to take my students with me because they need to learn too, see how everything goes and grows, and yeah.
Do you always have students running around who are still going to school and then work like
Exactly.
partly? Well,
Yeah.
that's great as well for them to go along and
Exactly.
grow into working in that way. Just back to when you started out your restaurant 3 years ago.
Yes.
I'm correct, right? You were 26. What were the biggest challenges you faced when starting out? Like, you know a lot about being in the kitchen,
Yeah.
of course.
I have never been like in a leading position before. I was only like the highest I ever reached was like a sous chef, because I've never tried to like be head chef. I was more like just going to work and try and learn instead of just doing all the back work, and the back office is like, it's killing me.
Still,
It's still killing me. It's like at least I have some good partners in my restaurant that help me with a lot of the things to make things go easier. Because it's very difficult to like being in the back office, but still like being the face to the restaurant and working in the kitchen, and yeah. So
what is the worst part of the back office? Like, is it like the bookkeeping, or?
It's more like all the financial decisions and scat and
the taxes.
The taxes.
Paperwork.
Yeah, the paperwork. It's the paperwork that's really killing me, because I've never been like a person that loved to be in school. No, not really. I'd rather work my hands.
Yeah, exactly. It's a common thing in the industry,
Exactly.
I would say as well. Yeah. And how did your experience of working in a high-end restaurant influence your way of cooking, like your culinary style and the way you run your own restaurant? Like, what did you take with you from there, the good and the bad?
Yeah, I think I really loved like the Asian vibe I learned in Copenhagen, because there's a lot of more like umami-based sauces that really makes something different, and a lot of them works great with fish, you know. So that makes so much sense to use that in our kitchen. And I really loved the fine dining in that way. There was the simple things in, not that much on the plate.
Simplicity.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it simple instead of just putting everything on it. We have a lot of dishes that's just like a fish, a sauce, and maybe some vegetables, but not much that. It's enough, you know. If it's good enough, it's gonna work.
Yeah, but if the quality of the fish is good, then it should also be the star of the show, right?
Exactly, exactly. We're not trying to like hide the fish in too much. Rather have them show. Yeah.
And is there something you wanted to do drastically different than most other restaurants? Like, that you had in mind when starting up?
I was more like, I need to focus on the people. There's a lot like going around in the business. There's industry. It's hard. It's hard on people. After Corona, people did not want to work in here in the industry anymore, because they noticed like the life on the other way, other side is good too. So I really tried like to make family is a big word, but something that's really people feeling about, they want to come back to, instead of just being
a good environment.
Exactly.
A nice place to be.
I must, when I was coming back, I worked in Copenhagen with a lot of different ages. And when I'm come back to Aalborg, I can really feel like it was mostly the young people. And so I think, I'm the oldest one in the restaurant, and at 29. And most of people are like under 25. So I really need to like be something else, because else I'm just going to lose them. You know?
Yeah.
And I'd rather be, having a good environment instead of just having a perfect restaurant.
Yeah. What do you do to make an environment good?
Like feeling like I'm very chilled about it, because I have a lot of trust in my employees, instead of just forcing them to be something they don't want to. I'd rather have some personality in people than having the perfect waiter. Some people are saying, oh, you need to be educated or anything like that to work in a restaurant to try and make it better. But I'm more like, rather have a smile than people that's maybe burned out a little bit because they're working too much years or anything like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A little bit less perfect, but
Yeah.
enjoying
Exactly.
the
Enjoying
process.
enjoying the environment.
And it can still be good. Like it doesn't mean that it's not good.
Exactly. Exactly. So I feel like that's the way to go with it now, instead of just trying to push people too much. Also, don't think it's that important anymore to like trying to be something you're not. I'd rather have a good restaurant with some happy employees instead of having the perfect restaurant with miserable employees. Yeah,
That's not sustainable either.
exactly.
Unless you have the name, of course, and the
Exactly.
just
we are not going for
experience
any
for it,
Michelin stars.
no.
We rather just having a lot of happy guests.
Yeah, exactly. Have you had any, like from your early days in the restaurants, do you have any bad experiences that you had to go through yourself? Can be from getting overworked to maybe a high stress level in the kitchen.
Yeah. Of course, I was stressed in a lot of kitchen I've been working in, but it's more like, you're doing it for a time period, and it's fine that. But I'm not going to go back to that. Never. I'd rather doing something totally different then. But the environment is what it is. But I'm feeling like it needs to change now. Not need to be that hard anymore. Rather have a good experience and people coming back to the industry instead of just a lot of my students, friends, when I was a chef student, they never been working like a chef because they got burned out in so young.
And they just like, this is not it.
No, exactly.
And I guess a lot of them during COVID were like, there they saw the light.
Exactly.
And they were like, I'm going to do something else.
I can have a free time and everything.
And what is the biggest stress factor, you would say? Like
always trying to be, the best and
perfection.
Exactly, perfection. It's like difficult, and you always want to be appreciated and not being. It's very difficult. In the first couple of years with the restaurant, I was more like the pressure about is this gonna, what is it called?
Like, is it gonna work out? Is it gonna be profitable? I guess, or like.
Yeah, exactly. Because the
economically,
economically.
Lovely word,
a lovely word. But it was very hard. I really have a lot of sleepless nights and everything, but then you're getting on the other side, and it's nice and feeling it and be able to be off and
less sleepless nights nowadays.
Exactly. Yeah.
You made it. You got there.
Yeah.
That's great. So you've spoken a lot about the importance of your people within your restaurant. We've spoken to some of your peers, and they admire the way you manage your team. How would you describe your leadership style, both in the kitchen and in the restaurant as a whole?
Oh, yeah. Finding the perfect word for that. Yeah. Relaxed in some way. Yeah. I'm more like, rather just being totally crazy about making everything perfect. I've been trying to rather focus on the people, making their day good. Yeah. And taking a little bit more chilled and be more open to finding the solutions instead of just focusing on the problem. Yeah. I'm feeling like rather than, okay, a waiter dropped a bottle of wine. What can we do? We can yell at her? No.
How can we avoid it?
Rather help her cleaning up, making a smile, and making the day better instead of just focusing on all the bad things. Yeah.
Okay. And you spend a lot of time training your team as well, because you mentioned you hire a lot of young people.
Yeah.
You're young yourself as well,
exactly.
Of course, but
in some way I'm doing I learned first times I was always on them and very training, but I'd rather see the colleagues train them because they're making the way that works for them. I'm not trying to say okay, we need to do it this way and this way and this way. We rather do it your way and making your own instead of doing what's worked for me, but maybe not works for you. Yeah.
It's something that's difficult, especially in the beginning, of course, to actually take a step back and let it happen? Because in the beginning, you want to
Yeah.
be on top of everything, of course. Otherwise, you feel like, oh, I'm losing touch here.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get to the point where you're actually like, okay, perhaps it's better for me to step back
Yeah.
and let it happen, especially that other people train
I think
as well?
a couple of years, to be honest. Yeah. In the first year, I was really trying to control everything and make everything like perfect in my way.
Yeah.
But it was too much. It was too stressful. It was too, hard. And then I was more like, okay, I need to like trying to go a little bit step back and let the people doing what they seem like. And as long as people are happy, the guests are happy, they're coming back, then it's probably the right way anyway. So, and rather than having my way, doing your way. Yeah.
And like when you're hiring people,
Yeah.
something that most people struggle with, it's a difficult thing. Is there a specific trait you look for in people when hiring?
Probably personality, the vibe. The vibe is very, very special to me because I really like to have people that are smiling naturally instead of trying to put a face on it. Because when people are coming in, I want them to be happy. I don't want to like, you need to put a face on, you need to be the smiling person, you need to be perfect. Like, no, rather have them be you, be a smile, be a little bit of kick, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, like, I guess it's not the right word, but
no, but
I get what
exactly.
you mean. Yeah.
I'd rather have a little bit of personality than having
And like over the past 3 years of running your restaurant, in which ways have you seen yourself grow mostly? You just mentioned stepping away from stress, getting better at that, freedom-wise, but both personally and professionally, how have you seen yourself develop within those years?
I feel I'm more open-minded now, especially in the kitchen too. In the first couple of years, I was very like, I'm making the menu. It's always me. Maybe people was like trying to make the snacks, but they really not tried it because I was very close to it. Yeah. It was more like it was my thing.
Watching on the fingers.
Exactly. And I was like, okay. But when time goes, I was more like, I need to step back a little bit, like let the people try to do their own thing and see if it works. People are happy, then it's probably a better way because then I can always be like, I can always come back. But, it's nice to be off sometimes too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And having the free time and be able to eat in the restaurant, like when I'm not supposed to, just sitting in there and watching everything goes well. Yeah.
Do you eat there often yourself?
Sometimes. Yeah. You need to test it.
Yeah, but it must be so nice, especially to be able to eat there, sit there while being relaxed with the fact that you're on that side. I guess you would still be
it took
looking
me a couple of
around
times,
and
I was very like, okay, we need to taste it a little bit more. We need to put a little bit of salt on it. But in the last end, I was like, but it was nice. It was sitting there, trying to relax and everything. Yeah, I think that's like one of the goals. I was like, be able to be there, but being relaxed in it. Yeah. And I
summarized it perfectly, right? Yeah. Like being able to go to your own restaurant while relaxing and enjoying it.
Exactly.
Sounds like the dream.
Yeah. Feels like it.
Yeah, that's great. Slightly off topic though, but you were using your own name in the name of your restaurant, Restaurant Emil. Why did you decide to do that?
To be honest, it was not totally my idea. It was more like we was going through a lot of names, and a lot of them was like something with the ocean, like, and it was very common. It was not that like distinct. I was like trying to make something difficult, not difficult, different in Aalborg. Yeah. So like, okay, and in Copenhagen, there was a lot of restaurants using names.
Yeah.
A lot of those are not like totally like they're using their own name, but I was like, okay, maybe, it's going to be me that's working in the kitchen. It's going to be me that's going to be the face of the restaurant. So why not just call it? It makes sense. And
it's a very common name in general otherwise as well, right? So
and not that many people know me anyway. I can still be anonymous. So I can still just be Emil. So it's not that crazy anyway. So
did you ever look back on it with regret that you were like, oh, I should have gone for another name?
No.
That's the
I
most
think
important thing, right?
it's nice and people are coming to visit Emil, but maybe they don't know who he is anyway. So it's fine. It's
Were
not
you?
like
I'm Emil. Any other Emils in the restaurant as well?
No.
You're the only one.
I'm the only one.
Strict policy.
I tried. No, not
Okay.
actually. I tried a couple times to like say to some of the guys in the kitchen, like, can you be Emil for a couple of minutes, go out to the table, talk with them, and just come back afterwards because maybe I was not in the mood.
Fair enough.
They tried it.
They'll
and it
never
worked.
know.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like as long as they know what they're going to tell there, if they can answer about the menu, then it's perfectly fine.
But the name was perfect because it made everything maybe personal, and that's what I tried to do with restaurant, was making something personal, something real, something that was me. Yeah, that's why the fish too.
Yeah, but it makes a lot of sense. And
exactly.
again, it rolls off the tongue nicely.
Yeah.
And it could be so many Emils. It's not a
Exactly.
very distinguishing name here or something. So that's great. Like we just spoke a little bit about the whole stress factor in general, already from just being in the kitchen doing the work of a chef. How do you handle the pressure of being both a chef and a business owner?
I think gin tonic. A lot of gin tonics. Maybe a beer sometimes. I be able to just trying to manage. It's like, it's the way. It's not easy. It's not perfect. It's not stressful, but it seems like something I'm getting used to it now. I'm not thinking about it that much anymore. It's more like it's a day thing now. But yeah, I don't know.
I also mentioned you're getting better at it. You try to step out, but I guess still often when you are, again, if we just talked about it, like you will eat in your own restaurant, you will feel relaxed, you will enjoy it, but it's still ongoing, of course,
Exactly.
and sometimes maybe more than other times. Is this something that you like do at times to really shut it off? Is there anything that you found already that you feel like, oh, that worked well?
Sometimes I need to have a vacation, and that makes totally sense. It's a little bit stressful to leave like the restaurant for like a week, because normally if I'm off or anything like that, not close to a restaurant, it's only a couple of days, and then it's fine. I can be back. I can order the wine. I can figure out everything. But in the last end, sometimes it just needs to be off, taking a flight somewhere and be able to shut it all off, and that helps a lot. Yeah, that's great.
And just for the people that are listening who maybe have an aspiration to open their own restaurant, what advice would you give to someone looking to start their own restaurant?
I think a lot of restaurants and a lot of the people that own the restaurants trying to make it personal. I think that's like the way now, because people really love to come into a restaurant. There's something personal about it, like the history and experience and everything. It's trying to make something, it seems better, and people like to have something they can relate to, instead of just being another restaurant that's serving a lot of good food. No question about that. But sometimes it's more like, a lot of people that's coming in, it's like, because they feel it's like coming back to home to a meal. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, and then the combination with the fish, where she said you grow up with it, so you also just knowledgeable about it.
Yeah.
Know what to do about it, and then you can create a little extra magic with it, of course. Yeah. And maybe something else, what you said earlier on as well, do it.
Yeah.
If you really want, or if it's something you aspire, maybe set a goal for yourself with an age. Maybe not for everyone, but it worked out well for you in this case.
Exactly.
Like you
exactly.
kept your own word to yourself.
Yeah. Just being nice to people in the industry. I've been working a lot of places, and I always trying to make, like, even when I was quitting or anything like that, making like I'm gonna leave in a good way. instead of just burning bridges. Because in the end, I was coming back. I've been working with a lot of people, and some of the people noticed me coming back, and they were like, "Okay, this is nice. What are you gonna do now?" And I was like, "I really want to open a restaurant, but I don't maybe have the money for it." But they were like, "Okay, we're gonna support you. We're not gonna try and to take the restaurant away from you because it's your thing. And you can always buy it back." But like they really helped me like creating my dream instead of just trying to own a restaurant, and really love the guys for doing that. Else, would not be able to like.
No, of course.
It's not cheap to open a restaurant. I even opened in an older restaurant, so the kitchen was built and everything, but still.
And things break down,
exactly.
And staff, everything is just like one big bill after another one.
And a lot of pressure on that point, but but it makes sense to have some good allies in the industry, because people talk, and I'm always trying to like push the community in Aalborg more together, because I don't feel like we need to be enemies or anything. I more to have like good colleagues in the other restaurants instead of just trying to make like everything a fight.
Yeah, it's not about fighting of getting a guest into your restaurant. It's about working together to get the people to go out and eat out. And then you can see, okay, hopefully they visit all of us and maybe do it in rotation. But there's no point in competing. Like, you should help each other. In a way, right? And the same goes for, as you just said about your partners. I guess they also helped you with specific knowledge that you maybe didn't have yourself. Like the numbers part of things, working on profitability might be something that's a bit more strange in the beginning, or at least something you don't really worry about when you're in the kitchen. Like you're just creating nice dishes, and you don't think about the numbers behind the dish.
I did that.
Oh, you did that? Yeah.
No. I did not think about it. I was more like focusing on the product instead of the money. And it was very nice to have some people saying, "Hey, we need to do something different here because it's not working out."
No.
Yeah. And, when you're trying to be a good chef, you always want to have the best, but,
it needs to be within reach. Yeah.
So more like trying to figure out like the balance between it, and having some good partners in it was helping me find the balance. Yeah.
And has it changed the way you also look at like creating dishes? Like the fact that you also have to think about numbers of things, so that you actually, of course, it doesn't always have to impact the quality of it, or at least the experience of it. But you might want to.
Of course, I'm thinking about the price, but still, I'm not like a lot of people doing the exactly money, how much the dish cost. I never do that.
No, so it's just like
feeling the
approximately.
Vibe. Exactly.
And I guess it also comes with gut feeling, right? You will quickly figure out, okay, this is about where we are.
We cannot do the perfect halibut, turbot, and scallops too on the menu. Maybe we're gonna push this a little bit a week, and then we can do something different, and trying to do a little bit more like the different kind of species in the ocean instead of just using the most common ones. So yeah,
and it's also like the final product there you also get to play with, enhancing it, right? Yeah. Another piece of advice for people who might be who want to open their own place, or maybe have a place already, but it can still help a lot. Like looking back on your own journey, is there something that you would have done differently if you could do it again? Like, did you have a big moment where you're like, oh, Emil? Here we go. Found it. Take a sip for that. I was like, he's gonna say no, and then it came. It's like,
I was close to saying no, but it's still like I put a lot of trust in some people in the start that was working with me, and it backfired a little bit. But that's how it is. But whenever like anything totally okay, everything is bad now, it was more like, okay, I need to do a little bit more work myself now. And I figured out it and trying to find some new places to visit. And I was needing a little bit of break. for the work because it feels a lot in the period of time. But that was not like something
It's more like a lesson, I guess.
exactly
like,
a lesson to be aware of the people working with you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on in someone's head, and like you can have 99 amazing people, but then there can be one person who kind of
Exactly.
might be a bit different, and that's part of it.
Exactly.
And I guess then it's just moving on and focusing on the people around you that are great.
Exactly.
And spending all like your focus and time on them. Yeah. To wrap it up, I have one final question. Can you share the craziest experience from all your years of working in the industry? What's like the most bizarre thing you've ever experienced?
Never really tried anything very bizarre. I have been very unlucky with my hands, but that's like a part of it.
Elaborate, please.
Yeah, when I was a student, I lost the tip of my finger on a bread maker, so it was dropped over it, but
you just get stuck.
Yeah, it was stuck, and the finger was laying on the side and everything. And the
Luckily
restaurant manager saw it and ran off. He was off.
It's like,
yeah.
Luckily, it did
I
not end up on the
blood.
plate.
He ran off, and people did not really notice what happened because I was very like a little bit angry, maybe angry.
Yeah, because someone else dropped it on your finger, right?
So I went in the back and was yelling a little bit, and then came back and was like, "Okay, this is not that good." And
maybe you have to go to a hospital.
Exactly. And the sous chef was, okay, should we call somebody? I was like, yeah, I'm not going to stay here. My finger is lying on the floor.
It sounds like a great learning moment for everyone involved there that day.
Yeah. And, but a couple of days after, I was laughing at it. You cannot really change it. And the finger tried to stay on, but it was it was off. But right now, it's like the only problem is when I'm trying to like bowling. It's a little bit more difficult because you're missing the tip.
Bowling, yeah.
So it's a little bit with a handicap.
Might have to switch hands, Oh, yeah, of course, because it's the ring finger, right?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. So only benefit is you can't cut in it again.
Exactly. So
are you right or left-handed? Yeah, right-handed.
I'm right.
Yeah.
I'm right. So
you cut with your right hand.
Exactly.
Okay, then
but it's fine. It's fine.
Any other accidents with your hands?
Yeah, maybe like a
keep them coming.
Maybe like a little experience with I don't know what's called in perfect English, but you have like a spear for the tickets.
Yeah.
And
like a lot of places might not use it anymore because they have more digital screens, but especially just a few years ago, a lot of places will still use
it. Was in
like the machine where your papers or your receipts come out or the orders, you punch them on.
Exactly. Exactly. And it was in Copenhagen and we were very busy. It was a Saturday night. Everything was going great, but we were stressed. Of course we was. It was a Saturday night. And the tickets, I was on the tickets. And of course, I'm just putting tickets on the spear. And at one point I was like, oops, something happened. And I took my hand up and the spear was going right through it. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to make a big number of this. So I took it on the side of my hand. Went to the head kitchen and the head chef in the kitchen. And he was like, have a problem? He was like, what now? I was like,
show your hand.
This, and he was like, oh, outside. But we went outside. We tried to move the fingers and was like, it's probably fine to take it out.
Still worked.
And so I took it out and have a little bit of ice cube on it, and then we will continue working.
What was worse, like the pain of going on it or pulling it out?
Pulling out.
Yeah. Sounds horrendous. Was it an open kitchen?
It was an open kitchen, yeah. So
but no one noticed.
I don't think anybody noticed, but yeah. So it was fun. It was fun.
Come and work in a restaurant. It's gonna be fun.
Have fun,
Emil, thank you so much. It was a pleasure chatting with you.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.